Hello, hello. Twiggy, how's it going? How are you? Happy Sunday. I was just finishing up a little bit of progress on my platinum build. I thought I would, pick up where we left off with, Estelle. Hey, Meglin. Pretty good. Finished work a little bit earlier. Picked up Laurentius out of the depths on my platinum build, which is this one. Co-opted Capra a bunch of times. Co-opted Gaping Dragon. Gaping Dragon's some good souls, so if you need co-oping and you're low enough level, Gaping Dragon is nothing to sneeze at. So, let's pick up Estelle. I actually need to go back to Firelink Shrine because someone should be there now. But we shall be back. Because I don't think I'm going to sit anywhere. Yeah, my platinum build is platinum in this game is very easy, but it's very time consuming. So I don't want to sit you through that. Astrolace, how are you? What's going on? It's great to see you. Astrolace has also been playing Kuan, so if we break and start like chatting about Kuan, that's probably why. Alright. Gotta run downstairs and go say hello to Big Hat Logan. It should be this way? Oh no, this is Tarkus's room. Oh yeah. Catacombs. Yeah, I'm really hoping that Shadows Die Twice is at least adjacent to Kuan. Or even Kuan and Echo Knight. That would be bee's knees. Oh yeah. Like, I've played a couple of FromSoft's PS2 games. Shadow Tower, Abyss, a little bit of Eternal Ring, which I need to finish on stream. And I own Evergrace, which I most certainly do not like. That said, Targus. Yes, so of the couple that I have, I've got to start up Kingsfield 4 sometime soon. But of those, Kuon is my favorite, and then it's Shadow Tower Abyss. I'm expecting the top 3 for me to be Kuon, Shadow Tower Abyss, and Kingsfield 4. And thank you for that follow. But yeah, I love Kuon, and I'm really looking back at all of the reviews of it from when it was new. I'm boggled by how panned it was, and I'm like, but it... Oh yeah, Fatal Frame. That's a game series I knew about because it turned me on to Tsukiko Amano, or how she likes to call herself, Tsuki Amano, these days. And I'm like, yeah. It's... Kuon is one of those games that you kind of have to play to get. You kind of have to be on the controls to kind of understand it. Like, there are... Enemy variety isn't as good as it could be. Hey, Hunter. Yeah. Like, enemy variety isn't as varied as it maybe could be, but you could tell that Kuon was a passion project from FromSoft. They got, like, this super big named painter to do, like, their aesthetics and the design with it, which is the guy who painted the title screens, Kyosuke Tsunai. Yeah, it's like, you know, that they even did a live action adaptation of the opening scenes for Kuon, which is super rare, and Decoy Black Mage yelled at me for even thinking about buying like, trying to track down a copy of that CD. But yeah, Kuon, like, okay, back in the day, there's press junkets, right? And there's, like, press kits, and part of those press kits is, like, you know, interviews and stuff like that, stuff to, like, introduce, like, producer Taniguchi to reviewers like Famitsu and stuff like that. FromSoft went completely extra. They made a CD, and in that CD is a like 3-minute live action adaptation of the intro scenes of Yin Phase in this CD, along with a bunch of, like, concept art and interviews. This CD is super rare. You have to go to the Japanese, like, Yahoo Actions to even look for it. So I was like super nuts about it. But yeah, there's so many things Kuon influences in Bloodborne that, and in later FromSoft games, that it's like, yeah, I can see them going back to that. I can see it. Astro Lace, I put a link to that video in my Twitter, so it should be kind of towards the top. Decoy Black Mage thinks it was that CD, since it's so rare, is like $700-800. The game itself, the NTSC the US NTSC version, is like $250 to $350 depending on where you find it. Oh boy. Alright, let's talk to Big Hat Logan, because he's here now.
Hello there. I was expecting you. As promised, I will share my sorceries. I'm afraid that you are unable to learn sorcery. The basic framework, you see, it cannot be taught. Oh, do not fret. Life isn't all about sorcery. You will find your own way. Don't frown with regret. Peer forward, with your head high.
But I have sorceries. Look! I have 10 intelligence. Ah, jerk.
Hello there. Glad to see you alive.
I've got magic weapon, Logan. Come
Hello.
on. Sigh. Alright. Well, he's
Hello
back.
again.
Let's
I was
say hi
waiting
to
tell
Griggs.
you. Master Logan has returned, and he tells me that he has you to thank. Well, we are both in your debt now. Thank you, sincerely. He's just over there. Go along and have a chat.
Hunter, be careful of fakes. There's a lot of fakes of Kuon going around. It's very easy to make a recreation. Just like burn the CD and put a label on it. Very, very convincing. You have to like turn the CD over and look for the hologram. I would be very careful about ones that are exceedingly cheap. Yeah, they call him Big Head Logan because apparently, according to ENB, when the character designer went to Miyazaki with Big Head Logan's thing, Miyazaki looked at her and went, "The hat needs to be bigger." Oh, right. Yeah. Well. Whoosh, I guess, Hunter. Whoosh. Yeah, you've gotta point it in the right direction. Alright, so, yeah. I guess we'll be back here when I have like 15 intelligence. I'm pretty sure it's 15. I'm at 10 now. It's not the biggest deal, because this is not the platinum build. But there might be some spells I kind of want. Which means, time to pull out the Homeward Bones and go back to Anor Londo. Yeah, Kuon is so much fun. It got the long story short, it got the short end of the stick with reviews, and I'm pretty sure at the time the reviewers either didn't want survival horror or they were like not prepared for a ghost story or survival horror. But as far as I can tell, Kuon was a passion project for FromSoft, so I could see FromSoft going back to that well, at the very least. Alright, time for Anor Londo. Sigh. So, you saw the giant sentinels over there. They're passive until otherwise. But if you come over this way, they get real mad at you. Yeah. Like Hunter said, it was probably... that kind of thing was probably on its way out in 04. So I think it got the short end of the stick. Alright, I need to try and separate these guys. Yeah. Like, imagine if an Echo Knight came out now. Like, Echo Knight is, you can categorize it survival horror, but the ghosts are not your enemy in Echo Knight. In fact, the whole idea in Echo Knight is you're helping a bunch of ghosts find their way. Like, even, like, Echo Knight Beyond doesn't even have none of the Echo Knights have combat in them. Like, you're not expected to fight the ghosts. That's not the point of Echo Knight. You're supposed to help them. So I wonder how that would go over in today's, like, environment. I mean, Echo Knight still runs the Kingsfield engine. So, like, it's Kingsfield without combat. By the way, Echo Knight 1 is available for like $5 on the PSN store if you have either a Vita, nobody has a Vita, or a PS3 still attached to something. It's like $5, the first one. That one takes place on trains. Oh yeah, PS2. See, even I forgot about PS2. My sister owns a Vita. It's very good. Like, the Vita is a very good system. The problem with the Vita is it came out during the time when smartphones were hitting their stride. At least, in my opinion. And actually, I've heard that Echo Knight plays better on the Vita than it does on the PS3. Also, that's a Mimic, so... That's why I buffed. Oh no! Like, but there's a lot to love about the Vita, but I A, drive. B, I work on public transportation. There's just, like, handheld gaming in general doesn't fit in my lifestyle. Oh man, DS1 Mimics, so good. But he has the Crystal Halberd, so that's a free trophy basically right there. You just have to max it out. Hello? I just want to show them something. Oh yeah, the statue is of Smough. Why wouldn't there be a statue of Smough in Anor Londo? It's intimidating. Anyway, let's for those of you who've not seen DS1 before, you can, indeed, see the door to Duke's Archives. But as you can see, it has a very special fog wall, and it's sunlight yellow, which probably means this is a lock put there by Gwyn himself. So it's trying to mimic sunlight, you know? Sup, buddies who also played this series backwards. I have the weirdest path through this franchise. So we're done with this arm. Let's hit the bonfire, dump these souls, and do platforming in a Souls game. Which is never the best, but what can you do? Hey look, someone's got Kieran's armor. It's my favorite armor in the entire game. I can get over 1,000. Yeah, my history is Bloodborne, I think DS3, then Demon Souls, then DS1, and then DS2. So it's like, it's super weird. Sam! And then I started playing 15-year-old FromSoft games, so I guess my path goes even weirder. Because I played Shadow Tower Abyss first, and then I went and bought Eternal Ring and Evergrace. And I'm about to start... I played Kuan, and then I'm gonna start playing... Kingsfield 4. Yeah, like, I started playing the old games because I wanted context for the new ones. Like, it doesn't matter if they're good or bad. I just want context as to how all this stuff works. And where all they get their ideas from and how those ideas have, like, evolved. So that's how that all started. Huh. JSF! A quiet shake of the fist. It's a great place to come in and invade from, by the way. Or, like, you can Gravelord people and just sit here. Hey, Aaron. How's it going? Yeah, the archers are coming. I'm probably gonna die a couple times. But first, everybody talks about the archers, but this upcoming section is not my favorite either. Like, it's easier, but then it's also kind of harder. Because you've got all of these jerks. Yeah. Like, this is really why, because they've increased the aggression of all of the enemies, so I'm not looking forward to this. Yeah, I mean, you can poke them and they'll die, but still. I should have... Actually... Yeah. Yeah, like the aggression in this game, in this version, is a little crazy. Give me this. So even if I die, I still win by having that on the ground. But not my favorite part. Hey, I'm getting invaded. Sweet. I like totally forgot I was human. Like completely forgot I was human. It's mostly because I normally run around body form, like in hollow form. It's like having the stress of like being human isn't something I really care about having. So the spinny staircases are inspired by Harry Potter, especially in Duke's Archives. Hey, kindled. Oh, there's... Ugh. Wait, what? 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 What just... What just happened here? Platforming in a Souls game. I can't move this yet. And the gargoyle fell. Okay. Sometimes the aggression works in our favor. I don't have my... Oh yeah, he fell right there. He must have been on the rafters. You see that big red stain over there? That's the invader. Can you come here, please? There we go. I don't want your friends over here when you die. Oh no! Stream lag is the worst. You know, I actually think that there's some symmetry in this room to Half-Light's boss room. Which makes sense. I'm just edging into their aggro rangers one by one because they're not the best. Where is these... My city. First, like, whenever there's a great day, there's gonna be motorcycles all over the place. Funny enough, those Dark Souls spooky noises have been the same noise library since 2001 with FromSoft. For those of you who followed the Kuon LP will know this, but it was a lot of fun spotting the FromSoft sound libraries. Edge boards. Oh, yeah. Aaron, I'm sure somebody will fill you in, but I have a theory that nothing in the game world of DS3 is actually real. It's just, you're going through memory palaces. So that's why things seem a little odd, is because they're reconstructions of how people remember things. Like, you get some of that in Dark Souls 1, like it's less so in Dark Souls 1, but you get Ash Lake, which is a memory palace. Considering how much FromSoft will use a tree as a gateway towards a new dimension in all of its games. For instance, Shadow Tower Abyss, the titular Shadow Tower in Abyss, is a tree, but it's also a spaceship. So it's a spaceship that's a tree. That's Shadow Tower Abyss. Trees in Kuon feature very heavily because mulberry trees are your enemies. Kingsfield has the forest folk, who are also the giants and an elf. Trees factor in FromSoft lore, so I would not be surprised that trees are stupidly important that way too. Tarkus, Tarkus, Tarkus. I have the doll. We can't go into the painted world. Yeah, like, explaining the plot of Shadow Tower Abyss sounds really goofy. It sounds really goofy, but it's very good. Because, like, Shadow Tower Abyss has a bunch of, I have a couple. Not really. Just, but I have the poke. It is goofy! I'm not denying that. You've got, like, okay, the Shadow Tower is a spaceship, and it's growing inside out because the sun burns it, and the aliens that ran the spaceship are deemed the kings, and they're, like, running different experiments per level, and blah, 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 blah. It's really goofy. But it actually kind of fits when you're playing it. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to plat it, but not this build. This build is not platting it. I already platted Dark Souls 1 on PS3. So, I'll probably do it again. But Shadow Tower Abyss makes sense while you're playing it, even though it's goofy AF. And, like, Shadow Tower contributes a lot to Dark Souls. In, like, level-wise, Shadow Tower is the one that doesn't have any music in its levels. Like, when you're playing it, it's absolutely silent. Kingsfield is not silent. There's always like background music in Kingsfield. But Shadow Tower does not. So Dark Souls takes a lot more of its atmosphere from Shadow Tower than it does Kingsfield. And Shadow Tower is more about decrepitness and stuff than Kingsfield is. Kingsfield is on the whole happier than Dark Souls. Like hell, Kingsfield even ends on really happy notes. But yeah. Guns are crazy OP in the entire game. The entire game is guns are freaking OP. If you want to know guns, then yes. Also, I kind of think that Shadow Tower really, like Abyss, not Shadow Tower 1. Because Shadow Tower 1 has more in common with Kingsfield than Shadow Tower Abyss. Shadow Tower Abyss is where they first start changing the Kingsfield formula, like the mechanics. Back in Kingsfield, your stamina bar was your power bar. So, having a full stamina bar meant that you dealt full damage. And if you swung your claymore when you only had half of your stamina left, you'll only do about half the damage that you would do normally. Okay? But Abyss changes that slightly. There's like dots along the top, and each dot represented a number of moves that you could make with that weapon before you exhausted yourself. So that's when, like, the stamina really started to take hold with FromSoft's design language, and like that carried all the way over into Dark Souls. So I think Shadow Tower Abyss is probably the most accessible for Souls veterans to do if they want to like check out some of FromSoft's back catalog, because it's the most like what they're used to. Especially if they look at the types of control schemes you get and go to Type 4. Poof. There's scythe waifus in the old games. Lulufon is one. She might be From's best scythe waifu. Even better than Priscilla. There, I said it. I've seen Affinity War, but I don't want to spoil anything. Awesome. Hope you have a great time, Hunter. Alright, let's go die to the archers or something. That poppin' though. Yeah, like, if you have not seen... Oh, I don't use poison arrows on the archers. I just let them bounce off my shield, which is what I'm going to do. So I never got poison arrows to actually work for me. But them bouncing off the shield did. I wasted the time! Time to go! Time for a cannonball run. Get your Fs ready. Well, nope. Oh, Frida? Okay. Frida was a sister of the Sable Church. She was the oldest. She grew disillusioned with the Sable Church, and she ended up becoming unkindled, but not the unkindled one. Anyway, so in her disillusionment, she found the painted world because she suffered extreme loss, took her knight with her, even though she might have told him to screw off beforehand, and took the visage of Velka and turned the Corvians to her side, essentially. Like, that's a very, very broad overview for Erin. But her story is really good. I really enjoyed her story. It's just, I love Ludufon. Have you guys seen Ludufon?
Oh, there you are. You've been quiet these days. Smooth summoning out there. Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me. You've left me with quite an impression. I would relish a chance to assist you.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure they're working with the same tropes, Hunter. That they're working with the same tropes as Lady Estrella with Frida. Like, I wouldn't put it past them. FromSoft they love referencing themselves whenever they have the chance. Even in Dark Souls 1, they reference a lot of their back catalog in Dark Souls 1. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to talk with Brolaire.
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you?
Yes.
If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no,
well...
dear me. Pretend you didn't hear that.
Oh, Solaire.
You really are fond of chatting. If I didn't know. Oh no.
He's like a happier Braun, which is funny because Braun is the voice actor's brother. Yeah, the Sable Church of Londor, because sable is just another word for black, or like very dark blue, is a belief system for the Hollows that follows some of the wisdom of Koth. So somehow the three sisters of Londor, whether they actually did meet Koth or not, followed Koth's belief systems. And that's how they established the Sable Church. Especially since it's in complete opposition to the way of white. Sable is black. It's obvious. Okay, can I just say something? I thought I was going to super die on the archers. But I ended up pulling off two parries to get him off the edge. I love nervous flirty Solaire. Alright, time to get killed some other way. Like, I've never been able to get the poison arrow thing to work. Whoops, Moobot doesn't like some of these emotes. Sorry about that, guys. Oh hey, sunlight medals, I need those. Oh, that's not a map, that's just a scrap of something or other. It's a placemat. I think, parries seem a lot easier to me now. Especially if I decide to try and, like, slow the heck down with when I'm gonna hit the parry button. in this game. Alright, that's where he came out. A whole bunch of mimics in here. Mimics, there's something to be said about the mimics in that they don't start to be a thing until Sen's Fortress. So, like, the mimics are a thing of the gods. Because you don't see them in the Underberg, you don't see them in Bladetown, you don't see them anywhere else except you start seeing them in Sens. Well, Hunter, it could be either way. I mean, remember that trope from Love's Doing, and that's like power and the corruption of power and the corruption of ideals and the obsession of power and all of that. So the Dark Church could have started with good intentions and then just end up not being something people want to deal with. Yeah. So like Ulasil and anything to do with the super ancient area of like the kings and stuff. So this was a library, probably. But it's also kind of a stock place. Hey, Fop. Yeah, institutions never come out okay. And single people who are super smart but like super obsessed with being smart end up never being okay either. See also Dokai, CC, Big Hat Logan. Fop, what's going on? That's good. That's good. Well, Pat just doesn't want anything. That's the reason. He actually doesn't want a single thing. Big Hat Logan wants knowledge and power. Dokai wanted power and knowledge too when he wanted to surpass Domon, but he's not Domon, so whatever. And that's probably why he comes out okay. And this is not okay. And the Occult Club. Hooray! Things I don't have to make myself. It just wants to hug me, just like a cocky. And if you listen really closely, you can hear the Titanite demon. That's an interesting thing. Let's read that real fast if we want to talk about that some more. Erg. It doesn't say anything about what it does, but occult is the damage type you use against the gods. It is also the purview of Velka. His armor is down here somewhere, too. Okay. Helm worn by Havel the Rock's warriors. Is that, wait, is that on a... That's not a change, is it? Did that always say that? Helm worn by Havel the Rock's warriors. Carved from solid rock, its tremendous weight is matched only by the defense it provides. Havel's warriors never flinched nor retreated from battle. Those unfortunate enough to face them were inevitably beaten to a pulp. Wow. Am I senile? Did they change that? Yeah, Havel had his own, like, group of people because there was, like, more than one set of armor and stuff like that. But I thought the original lore description here suggested that this was Havel's armor. How interesting. Because it's supposed to be that it's Havel at the bottom of the watchtower, but he's wearing his armor. So I guess that didn't make any sense. I guess Twiggy will check for us. That's... I knew there was a bunch of edits to the translation, so... Yeah, there's a Havel warrior in Ash Lake. He had a knighthood kind of thing. I wonder if I can make the jump. I started that jump really. Yeah. Thanks, Twiggy. Hooray! I made the jump. Sweet. So, here's the Titanite demon I mentioned. It sounds like he's sleeping, but you can't tell. Oh yeah, I use circle jump, by the way. I don't rebind to L3. Circle jump is my favorite jump. Alright, I'll be back. There's some stuff we need to explore in here, but I want to open up a major shortcut, so we're going to do that first. Through the wall? Come on, dude. So rude. Actually, I probably should just home and bone out. Now that we have that door open, we can probably get the rest of the place. First thing though, I have to kindle this bonfire. Yeah, it's definitely not a plow. Yeah, look at this this trophy room. You can also see the Titanite demon from up here, and his tail clipping through the altar. Ah, I was super early there. I'm sad they didn't fix the fact that there's no feedback for carrying a Silver Knight. Or even a Black Knight. Black Knight loses its feedback too. There are so many freaking mimics in here. Oh, I was super late. Seriously, sick dodge. Here's the gold coin. Huh. I think this is what, the silver coin? Yep. 5 silver coins, 1 gold coin, and we get the penny from Petrus, which is probably telling in and of itself that Petrus and the mimics are pretty much one and the same, except Petrus isn't worth these 2 mimics. Anyway, coin made of copper. Its face shows Old Man McLoif, god of medicine and drink. Did he find Katarina? Probably. Even coins of great value in the world of men have little value in Lordran, where the accepted currency is souls. Those who dream of returning to the outside world are fond of carrying these around. This one is made of silver, with a portrait of the legendary Night King Rendell on its face. Quick side note. Apparently, as far as people are concerned, Rendell only made it to Sen's Fortress, where he was promptly murdered. So the mimic either killed him and then waddled itself back to Anor Londo to hang out here, or Rendell actually did make it into Anor Londo. That's up to interpretation. Even coins of great value in the world of men have little value, blah blah blah. This one is Allfather Lloyd, with his white halo shown on its face. Yep. We don't get a body, but there's a whole bunch of... There's the crestfallen merchant who suggests he is part of Rendell's retinue. And he says that Rendell didn't make it. You have the Balder Knights who are all around there. The big Balder Knights who are... There's one. And Ricard, or Richard. Really, dude? I didn't even open the door. What is this aggression mod over here? Really? If you can hit me through the door, I can hit you through the door. For... Possibly. I mean, where else is he gonna get a coin? He could have gotten a coin from a retinue member. Like, not Rendell himself. But someone in the retinue. This is so dumb. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him through this wall. Look at this. Look at this thing. Come on, FromSoft. Really? Q-Lock, really? This is so dumb. I hope somebody makes a clip of this because... Really? I'm pretty sure this has always been like this. But with the aggression, he sees you through the wall. Oh my gosh, it doesn't even open from this side! Come on, game! How does he even see me? This guy is definitely mood right here. Divine. I think my one problem with this section is just like, you start fighting all of these Silver Knights and you just kind of get really bored of doing that. Do you think the Silver Knights actually use these chairs? Who's gonna come up to me first? I was like, is this guy? What are you doing, dude? I always think I'm hitting the parry a little too fast, but it's being really forgiving. Is it this way or is it that way? Let's go this way first and then check the other one. Alright, this is the other way out, which means we should try the other one. Because we have to visit the giant blacksmith. And we also have to save Sigmire. Oh hey, it's Sigmire.
whatever can be done.
I love how he, like, complains about rolling, but he, in his Onion Knight armor, comes through that window.
Ah, you again. Let me guess. Were you repelled by the Silver Knights? Ah, don't be ashamed. 'Tis the fate of vanguards like you and I. I'll think of something. We can overcome this together. This is quite a fix. We'll need another 3, no, maybe 5 bodies. Quite a fix indeed. This is quite a fix. We'll need another 3, no, maybe 5 bodies. Quite a fix indeed.
So what he's talking about is there's 3 Silver Knights behind this door. Should be one right behind. Yep, there it is. Right on cue. Hey, I got some invaded. Oh my gosh, it's Mr. Referee! Hi, Mr. Referee! I bet it's you. Hi! It's me! He totally doesn't know. Wait. Oh. I'm gonna have to bug him on Twitter later. Alright, that, I'm gonna bug him on Twitter later, because I'm pretty sure I chat with him all the time. Freaking. Yeah, the lag there. Alright. Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's me or the game, because I am actually on Wi-Fi, so my connection's not the best either. Honestly, you know what? I'm kind of surprised I've only had 2 invasions. Especially here. Yeah, the 6-player does sound great. I keep misreading that move. Every time I misread that move. Oh, there's that Silver Knight that I killed through the door. Yeah. That's why I took the time to kill it again through the door. I realized what Silver Knight that is. Hey, Silver Knight Straight Sword. And the shield. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. And some Demon Titanite.
Oh ho! What's on your mind, friend? Wait. You defeated those monsters?
Yeah, I used some door strats.
I'm saved! This Knight of Catalina hereby commends you. Take this as a token of my gratitude.
So he gives us the Tiny Beings ring, which is also the life ring, which is in every game.
But be warned, gallantry entails great risks. Next time, give me a chance to come up with a plan.
It implies that the life ring is indeed the ring of the pygmy, which is probably why it's in all three games. Ring made of an ancient tiny red jewel. It is the one of two rings, the other one being the Chloranthy ring, which we need to go get, that is described as ancient, even in Dark Souls 1. Rings grant powers large and small. Their discovery and effective use can make one's journey easier. Probably the pygmies. Also, they fixed its description, if you didn't notice. But by now, you probably don't need the Tiny Beings ring. Yeah. So that's a thing. Everyone pray to Filianor. everything is coming up Millhouse. Now we need to head over and chat up Giant Blacksmith. Which means we have to... I think we have to go up. I don't think there's a way down. There is something we have to get through here, but not right now. Then I'd have to burn a homeward bone to get out. Hey Stone, what's going on?
Who are you with your weapons? Talk, 'tis no good, but forge, very good. I help any time.
If anybody didn't play Dark Souls 1 and didn't get Aegon's joke of I help anytime in Dark Souls 3 LTL, this is where it comes from.
Talk, 'tis no good. No one home, everyone gone.
I'm pretty cool. Thanks for asking, Stone. I made it through the archers with minimal fuss. It was pretty good. So now we're just cleaning up Anor Londo. So he doesn't want to talk. He doesn't feel like talking, but he'll listen to us talk. He can do boss weapons. So you can see on the right hand side in grayed out, you can turn a sorcerer's catalyst or any of the catalysts into the Tin Dark Moon catalyst if you have the Soul of Gwendolyn. Actually, he kind of spoils some of the boss fights because it's already there. Gwendolyn, a Manus, and those are the only two, and I wonder why that is. And you can also do lightning infusions. Oh yeah. He does some amazingly delicate work. Behind him is the Hawk's Ring. There's no real reason to get it right now, so... Huh. Oh yeah, because you have to make it divine to make it a cult or something, right? So you can make now the Great Sword of Artorias with my Claymore if you wanted to, but you'd have to get the Soul of Sif or the Abyss Greatsword, which you need Artorias, you know.
You talk, I no talk, but happy.
Yeah, he's really happy with us talking to him, because there's nobody here for him to talk to. There's nobody home, which is also kind of like a clue that none of the people you've been fighting are strictly correct or real or anything like that. See what he has to sell. You can get large titanite shards and green ones. You can get twinklings. Basically, it's just suggesting where you should be. You can also buy the giant armor. You can buy moonlight arrows and dragon slayer arrows, which are new for him. Lightning bolts, which are also new. The giant armor. Yep. If I had a scimitar, I could make the Quelaag Fury Sword. And I might make that before next stream. Maybe. So apparently these guys will... Yeah, I don't think I have the Crystal Ember yet. Yeah. Yeah, the Fury Sword is great. Alright, Cannonball Run back to the bonfire. Yeah, in my first run ever, I switched to the Fury Sword as soon as I got to the Giant Blacksmith. And I was deeply surprised at how well it did against Ornstein and Smough. Oh, Lautrec? I killed Lautrec in this run. Yes. Well, they're at least weak to Quelaag's Fury Sword, which I think does Chaos Fire damage. Like, it's very good against them. Like, that sword alone is very good against them. But Ornstein and Smough are really a test about how well you can handle two enemies. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm already wearing the fat ring, so obviously I kicked him off the ledge. Oh, I need to level. And a 2 in a second spell. I need 15 for that. I'm really thinking about... Yeah, Ornstein and Smough is like a test of patience and all of that, so... I mean... I don't have it either, so... I don't have any good magic to use. Alright, well... Don't worry, you can always fix things in Dark Souls. Things can be fixed. Eventually. Like, unless you put everything into resistance, and then I don't know what to tell you. I can't take this. Bonfire? Yes. Bonfire. You know, in like a year and a half ago, I played Dark Souls 1 for the PS3. So I put down messages that said this, and I never loaded up that build to see if anybody got the joke. Because in DS3, there is a bonfire right about here. Soul item. Let's go try our luck against Ornstein and Smough. It's been a year and a half, so I don't know how well I'm gonna deal with this. Vodka! How's it going? We're about to go die to Ornstein and Smough, because I need to warm up against them. How are you? I hit the circle too late. The pageantry is so good. So, on new game, I always kill Smough first, because I would rather deal with Super Ornstein first in New Game than Super Ornstein in New Game Plus. If you're wondering why I'm going after Smough. Nope. Aldrich rents the apartment after them. I'm here to evict them. Ah, damn it. Did you guys see the scorched contract of this? Scorched contract of this is ridiculous. thought I had dodged that. Time to go. Late on that circle. Smough is easier to kill, but if you're going for platinum, you need to kill Super Ornstein first, because New Game Plus Ornstein sucks! I'm weird, and I think the first phase is easier. Damn it. You got me. Yeah. Super Ornstein smokes in New Game Plus, and I don't feel like dealing with him, so. I forgot to load up Magic Weapon, so we'll see what that does later. The one by Vamos? Yeah, I know about that one. Is there another one? They added one bonfire at Vamos. And I'm not sure if they added any more. Do I need the poise or do I need the defense? Yeah, like getting the Vamos is a pain in the butt. And he's only useful if you want to do like chaos infusions. Dang it. Oh, that's nice that you can warp to it. That's rather handy. That's not nice, Ornstein. $285 on an R1. Well, L1. R1. Ah, damn it. Lock on screwed me there. Ah, damn it. I didn't hear that. It's times like this I wish I had a lingering, like room for lingering. Dragon Crest Ring. But Magic Weapon does really good against Smough. Yeah, like, I don't know, Vamos was almost not ever worth it because of how hard it used to be to get to him, but now that there's a bonfire, I mean, I guess you can use him. Like, when I did Platinum for PS3's DS1, I had farmed all of the necessary materials for chaos weapons before I even went to them, and I just did it all at once and never bothered again. Oh, does it? I'm looking forward to seeing it. Bit of chaos, I mean. Which is probably not something people say that often. Oh yeah, which Izalith deserved better. But, yeah. I love the weird noise that Smough does. It's the same noise they used for the emissaries in Bloodborne. I'm surprised nobody's noticed that. The emissaries in Bloodborne use Smough's weird laugh. I thought he was gonna miss it. Yeah, that sucked. I was just bad there. But yeah, has nobody noticed that Smough's weird laugh is the same same weird noise that the emissaries do in Bloodborne? Yeah, celestial emissaries. Step 1, don't panic. Step 2, try to keep them both in your camera. That's basically the gist of it. My R2 missed. I tried to roll in there. Yep. Dead. Oh yeah, I'm not sure. They take a lot of damage from, like, a lot of things. Like, the Fury Sword does very well against them, like I mentioned earlier. And magic weapons doing pretty well if you can get a hit on them, but I've not had some good luck. RNG is gonna RNG, I guess. You know, it's never said one way or another if their armor's breath. And yeah, Hunter, that would make a lot of sense. And they seem to have a lot of poise because the Claymore does a lot of poise damage and they're still not flinching, so... I think I always assumed at least Ornstein's armor would always be gold. The Firekeeper is definitely brass armor. That it says pretty explicitly that it is. I did international relations and political science when I was in school. I was expecting him to do that rush at me move. I did international relations and political science, and I had an unofficial minor in history. I did a lot of history classes. The boys are back in town. I'm missing everything. This is what happens when I don't use lock-on. I miss all the time. Could not get up. Chalice dungeons. Basically do everything on the level you start on and then go up before you go down. Because the general direction for like a chalice dungeon is basically descending. So usually you won't find like the boss above you where you spawn in. You'll always kind of find it either on the level you spawn in or just below you. I did a lot of co-op in the chalice dungeons. Like eventually it was just a lot of co-op in the chalice dungeons. So you eventually memorize the tiles that they use. So you probably won't get lost eventually. With Watchdog, you want to be on his side. You want to keep circle strafing. Do not stop circle strafing. Do not do this. Always be circling Watchdog. Circling him counterclockwise is probably easier, but never stop moving in the Watchdog fight. And it's a slow fight, but it's actually not that terrible. Yeah. Hind legs, circle strafe. Come on. Wow, he was already there. Run away! That was risk. Yeah, well, here's the thing about the Chalice Dungeons. I am of the opinion that the Chalice Dungeons were meant for you to do over a couple of new game cycles, not through one. Because the difficulty spike with the difficulty spike in the defiled ones, really, really nutty. Oh, I'm probably... So I've done a whole bunch. Oh, I'm not gonna summon. It'll just take a while. You guys here for me in Fume Night? Yeah. I saw some amazing, like, an amazing Ebrietas kill today from Xtrin. I don't know if you follow them on Twitter. But, like, they did this kill with the stock driver, the driver, and it was like one-hit kill on Ebrietas. And yeah, same. You have my Moonlight Sword. Oh, Moonlight Sword is so good on Bloodborne. Yeah, like, they were able to bait the lunge right at the same time it finished charging, it hit Ebrietas' head, and they had a visceral. It was like a one-hit kill. It was amazing. I know there's a guy on YouTube who like maxes out his character, Ray Dimitri, and he does like one-hit kills like that. But I think Xtrin does it differently. It's just like system mastery. Ludwig's fun. That music though. Aw, man, this sucks. I hate it when I miss that dodge. Started off actually really well. Ornstein? No. I don't think either of them are parryable. It's just they're not separating the way I need them to. Gwyn, however, is parryable. And you'll see at least me parry him once, because his first attack is the same attack Pontiff Sullivan does, and you guys have seen me parry that. It's the same attack. I think this might be your first dude in armor fight. Let me think about that. Well, there's Iron Golem, but does he count? Messed up that dodge. Probably. He's probably made him. But then, golems have been around since Ulasil. Does he even have? Soul serving as the core of the Iron Golem, guardian of Sen's fortress and slayer of countless heroes seeking Anor Londo, originally a bone of an everlasting dragon, used to acquire a huge amount of souls or to create a unique weapon. Funnily enough, the ancient dragon in Dark Souls 2 is made out of a giant, and a dragon is used to make a giant in Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2 is pretty good. Well, okay, bones. Bones are what make the bonfire, and why is that? Because bones are where blood is made. And blood, as it turns out, is very important. Just ask Uncle Gale. Because there are no more dragons. And Dark Souls 2 tries to make dragons, but there's... Well, the dragon that Aldia made is actually just a giant. how they pose at the end. They're like, ah, look at us. Gotta make that pose for the family portrait. It's just such a long walk. Yeah, look, when did we get Graveyard in? I love that the Gravelord Covenant is actually working now. Side note, the Champion's Covenant in DS2 is just the Gravelord's Covenant under a different name. They both kind of do the same thing. And you get automatically Gravelorded in Dark Souls 2 once you hit New Game Plus. Think of what the Covenant does, and then think of what the Champion's Covenant does. Gravelord, really? Really? Missed that dodge. I love DS2, but in some ways it's not a Dark Souls game, it's a Kingsfield game. In fact, it's Kingsfield 4, the Ancient City. Damn it. I took my eyes off of him. Like, there's a lot... You'll see it when I stream KF4, but KF4 and Dark Souls 2 have a lot of similarities. A lot of similarities. I think DS2 was sometimes my favorite one. However, DS2 suffers a lot from sequelitis. And I've said this a lot of times before, but Dark Souls 2 suffers from sequelitis and suffers from a lack of editing. Like, FromSoft was never a like more than a niche designer up until Dark Souls, and then suddenly they get like this game that thrusts them into the limelight. And so for Dark Souls 2, they decide, well, what do? You just put more of it in there. So it's not curated the way it should have been. And DS1 has problems too, I think, and DS3 has problems, but I love them all equally, and you can never take them away from me. So, there. In fact, I don't really have a favorite Dark Souls game. And if you ask me, I will just tell you it's Kingsfield 4. That sucks. Yeah, hopefully we get more Shadows Die Twice stuff next week. Rumor is we will. I just want a release date because it's already pre-ordered in my heart. So you don't need to like convince me of anything. Just tell me when it's coming out. I'll be there. I keep missing that dodge. Yeah, like, everything after the Shrine of Winter, you can tell they changed directors. Because you can tell Tanamura, because, like, you can see Tanamura's influence in everything after Shrine of Winter. Like, that, it's 2 games, DS2 is 2 games in 1. They really want you to kill him. Ornstein and Smough first, huh? I'm just being bad at missing these dodges. Yeah, as soon as you hit the Shrine of Winter, think of how many of the NPCs just suddenly stop mattering. Because everything after the Shrine of Winter is not about them. Ah, damn it. Holy crap! I thought I was dead already. Dragon Aerie, the sunken city of Sholva. It's like the story between the Chandra, Vendrick, and Aldia, super good. Jeez, it's just a completely different game after the Shrine of Winter, and it's so good. Alright, I'm gonna give this one more try, and then I'll call it a stream. New IP, specifically a return to FromSoft's ghost story past, because they do ghost stories and straight horror very, very, very well, but they haven't done it in a few years. Bloodborne is a masterpiece and doesn't need a sequel. It is a beautifully contained game. I'd love for it to be at least adjacent to Kuan 2. Something that harkens back to it or references it. I mean, like, every FromSoft game uses the same mechanics. Let's be honest here. Every FromSoft game uses the same mechanics. They've just been iterated upon about every game. Like, every single one. Which is why I don't like the term Soulsborne, because it ignores the fact that these mechanics have been around in some way or shape or form since 1992 for FromSoft. But, that's my burden to bear, I guess. Like, even Kuan basically is the Kingsfield formula, except more Bloodborne-ified. Echo Knight is the Kingsfield formula without combat. Demon Souls and Dark Souls is the Kingsfield formula in third person. Like, the control schemes have changed, because Kingsfield, original Kingsfield, was came out with the launch of the PS1, and back then there were no analog sticks. So, like, the original control scheme is very, very weird to modern audiences, because they're super used to analog sticks. And dodge rolling becomes strafing in Kingsfield. Like, it's, I'm not saying this is bad, I'm just saying that this... Learning FromSoft lore has ruined me. Why am I not reaching? Oh my gosh, I really need to lock on. I am bad at not locking on. Well, this run is a wash. Sumerian Elder is super good. See ya, Aaron. Great to see you here. One more real try. I feel like I'm relearning this fight because there's extra aggression on. But we'll get it eventually. I think I'm already in fast roll. Yeah, I think I might already be in fast roll. Hold on. Maybe not. I don't need that on. It's still heavy. I'll see downstairs, where it's flat. Alright. We'll try that. Can't handle it. Really need to make my hair into these braids. To the other side! Oh no, poor Twiggy. I blame Jeremy. He's been invading in Anor Londo using karmic justice. And it's been hilarious. If you don't have a karmic justice build, you should probably get around to making one. It's pretty good. All he does is bait people into hitting him 4 times. 4 or 5 times. And, like, karmic justice procs, and it kills everything. It's pretty great. Like, he killed, like, 20-something people. 20-something different hosts and their summons in Anor Londo the other day. Yeah, Jeremy Greer. Oh, karmic justice works so well. It's so good. You just hold up your shield and bait them into hitting R1 spamming you, and it bursts and it kills them. It punishes R1 spamming. Oh no, it's purely a PvP thing. Like, enemies don't hit you enough times. It's not about damage, it's about number of times. So enemies won't hit you enough times to, like, proc it. Ah. Ah, damn it. He caught me on the jump. So I hit jump. Oh, yeah. And I think it's tougher, too, because everything's more aggressive. Oh, you can. I just don't, because I like circle jump. See, if you go to button settings, you can remap everything. That's new for the remaster. So you can put it on L3 if you really want to. But I got used to circle jump because of Bloodborne. So... And then... Demon Souls, so... I'm sticking with the circle jump. I like the utility of it. Like, it's not a whole lot of extra damage, but it is extra damage. And extra damage is nothing to sneeze at. Damn it, I thought he was going straight. I'm not winning this. I've only got 2 Estus left and I'm already like half. But this satisfies me. Super Ornstein, go! Yeah, big boy gets bigger. And I haven't fought Ornstein in like a year and a half, so. You have to dodge in, but I couldn't see his butt slam, because you have to like get out of dodge when you see the butt slam. But, I'm satisfied. We'll get it tomorrow or something. Hey, Doctor. What's going on? Pagliacci. Let me just throw some things in the bottomless box before I go. Yeah, we were just wrapping up. I was basically relearning the Ornstein and Smough fight. And you're just chatting and have a good time, I guess. Yeah, I've got dinner waiting, so. I don't get rid of anything, but I do throw it all in the box and then forget I have it. Alright. Well, sorry we couldn't get Ornstein and Smough today. We've come close. But yeah. We'll get them tomorrow. Or something. Mostly or something. But thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next stream. I will never get this right. Bye, everybody!